Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Lavina May here, and surprise, surprise, we actually have a video for you. So this video is basically going to cover I guess technically 5 weeks worth of UBC fights that I kind of missed because I've been very busy. If you guys remember the UBC, it's a league that we're in, pretty chill league, like it a lot. But yeah, as you guys can see, I kind of saved all these teams. I'll explain why 10 isn't there later, but I saved all these teams so that I didn't get any crap from people for not putting team builder type of things. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to go into week 8. This is our week 8 fight. We're on the far side against Greg. I think his team's the Fables or something. But before we go over that replay, I'm going to go right into our thing right here, and let's show a little bit of the team builder. So first we got B-Drill, Mega B-Drill with U-Turn, Drill Run, Poison Jab, and X-Scissor with these EVs to outspeed stuff. Then you got Zerk, Choice Scarf with Volt Switch, Energy Ball, Dazzling Beam, and Thunderbolt. This thing is supposed to come in and kind of put in some good work against certain things like Mega Aerodactyl, which I don't have many counters for. Then we got Empoleon with Leftovers and Torrent, and Defog, Scald, Roar, and Toxic to stop setup sweepers, as well as make sure that he doesn't set up any hazards. And then obviously Toxic, Stall, and Scald. Then we got Mimikyu, Leftovers, Disguise with Sub, Swords Dance, Play Rough, and Shadow Sneak. Max Speed, Max Attack. I didn't really focus too much on EVs. Kind of busy when I was prepping. Next we got Umbreon, main Physical Wall with Wish, Heal Bell, Toxic, and Protect. This is to not let him Toxic stall us or anything. And then we got Gliscor, another big Physical Wall with Roost, Earthquake, Taunt, and Toxic. Now that you guys see the team, we're just going to jump right into this. Music off. Do that. I'm just going to switch sides. So starts, he leads out with the Dawn Fam. We lead with the Empoleon. That's good for us. Get a Toxic off on the Dawn Fam because I knew he was sturdy, so I knew if I attacked him I wouldn't kill him. But I like the Toxic because then he'll keep taking damage and Physical Wall won't be that annoying to take down. So he takes that Toxic damage, and we just go Scald right here, which ends up getting a crit and killing, which was very nice. And he goes right into the Alolan Muck, and we just went Defog to clear those hazards. He went knocked off our Leftovers, and kind of stopped any recovery from happening. So he goes knock off again. Obviously he gets the crit, and yeah, that was great. And then I roar him out right into the Latios, and he is physical, or at least partially physical, because he does run that EQ. Next we go into Gliscor here, because I saw, you know what, he's physical, and we have Protect so we can kind of see what's going on, and he switched out immediately, which was good on our part, and we kind of predicted that, or maybe not, maybe this is so long, I don't remember. Basically I just switched into Umbreon, maybe predicting him to switch into something, or even just to attack us. I don't really know, honestly. Maybe that was a mistake on my part, probably was. But yeah, I went to Umbreon here, he goes Tail Glow, and we get off a Toxic, which was great, because now he takes Toxic damage every turn. And this is where I started messing up. Now, Umbreon was not a special wall, and I messed up by not bringing any special walls, if you look at my team. So, I did not have a switch here. I think Empoleon was my special wall, but the fact that I led with it, and it was my only special wall, was not smart on my part in the prep. He just goes Surf there. Obviously doesn't hit because I Protect. And he just goes Surf again to 69%, and I just wish, because I just wanted to take as much damage as possible, because I realized, like, this thing is going to screw me over. And I just Protect to get my health back. He Tail Glows again, and at this point I was like, crap, I am so screwed right now, it's funny. Because even though he's getting that Toxic damage and he's starting to go down in health, like, at this point, I'm pretty much screwed, and I have to sack something here. Let's see, I'm trying to look at my team and see what I should have sacked. I guess I didn't. Yeah, I Protected again. Got off a double Protect, which I was kind of lucky to do that. That was dumb. I should have just switched out and sacked something there and then went right into B-Drill and killed. But I made mistakes this fight, as you guys can see so far. I don't know why I didn't go and sack something else. Maybe I saw... Yeah, I don't really know, guys. That was just bad. So he just goes Surf again and kills me. And yeah, that was so dumb on my part. It is funny. And I go right into Xurkitree here. Now that Dawn Fan's dead, I know I can Volt Switch without any problem, so I just go for the Volt Switch. And I Volt Switch out into our Gliscor, which is the right play here, because Klefki does not usually attack specially, and I'm a physical wall. So that's good. And he switches out into the Aerodactyl, which was kind of surprising on my part. I just went Taunt right here. And I don't know what happens here. How do I not kill this thing? Oh yeah, he does 67%, which is a lot. And I get a Toxic off, which, even though Toxic is nice, it's not going to do crap at this point. And I did not have Protect, so yeah. And I went right into Zerk, because I knew that Zerk outsped because of the Scarf. And I expected him to predict that, but he didn't. And I am dumb for not doing switching right there. And I just sacked off my other physical wall. This was not a great game on my part, as you guys can see so far. I should have just stayed with Zerk and just volt switch there. I don't know why I didn't. That was so stupid on my part. Like, I don't know what to say about that. And this thing is starting to go downhill, but it's not really going to be a big deal, because he just switches out right here when he sees the Mimikyu. And I get the sub off. And I go Swords Dance. And he goes Poison Jab and gets rid of my sub, of course. And I just go Play Rough. Just 81%, which is super nice. He does get the poison, because Poison Jab like always poisons, because it's 30% plus another 30% from his ability. So that's a 60% chance to poison right there. So that's to be expected. And I just go Play Rough again. Get the kill there. And then right here he goes into Klefki, which I can just Shadow Sneak. So that was nice. But he can also just hit me with that Flash Cannon and almost kill me. Because of course he does have to be special. I probably was pretty dumb for me to stay in, but I didn't really have a switch. I guess I could have won to Zerk, but at this point I did not have many switches, so I was just staying in and like going for different things. I go right into Zerk here. He goes EQ. Wait, how did he outspeed me? Was I not Scarfed? Yeah, I was Scarfed. Is he still outspeed my Scarfed? 1 second. 291 times 1.5. 436.5. Let's see. Aerodactyl. Why you gotta be so fast? I'm pretty sure he does outspeed me. Of course, he outspeeds me by 1. That shows you how bad Zerk is. This is why I wanted to drop Zerk at the beginning of the season. But yeah, he outsped. And his Aerodactyl just won at this point because I had nothing for it. Which was really bad. That was just my fault for sacking my 2 physical walls, an Aerodactyl and Umbreon, but oh well, that's 1 loss right there. That put us at, let's see, that was week 8. I think that put us at 4-4 or something. So now that we saw that, let's X out of that, and we will move on to the next week, UBC Week 9. Now, before we jump right into it, let's go over this team builder once again. We got Beedrill, Mega Beedrill, Beedrill, U-Turn X's or Poison Jab, Joron, Max Speed, Max Attack. That's when I started really getting lazy with my preps, no speed creeping or anything. Then you got Mimikyu, Leftovers, Disguise, Substitute, Swords Dance, Play Rough, and Shadow Claw. Toxapex, Haze, Recover, Toxic, Scald, these EVs. Halucha, Substitute, Swords Dance, Acrobatics, High Jump Kick, these EVs. This one I speed crit, which was good. Don't usually do that. Then we got Azelf with the Farium Z, with Dazzling Gleam, Psyshock, U-Turn, and Energy Ball. Max Speed, Max Special Attack. And last but not least, we got Empoleon with Defog, Scald, Toxic, and Protect. Now, this week, we are playing Tone and the... I will let you guys know in a second. That's week 9 right here. Sorry, I don't want to ruin that for you guys. I know you guys can see that. Main Red Clawitzer. Forgot that you guys can see who won, but whatever. So yeah, we're playing the main Red Clawitzer. He leads with Persian. Sorry, I'm like on the wrong side. He leads with Persian. I lead with Azelf. And this is probably dumb on my part, but I just straight up went Z attack right there because I didn't want to calc and I knew that would kill. And honestly, I didn't really see any other use for it. I mean, like, obviously I could have saved it for something like this Drapion or something like that, but I didn't because I did not want that Alolan Persian really doing much to me. And he goes into the Drapion. I switch out because I'm not staying in against a Drapion with a Azelf. Because Azelf just dies to Drapion. And he just goes knock off and knocks off my Empoleon's Leftovers. And then he goes Taunt. And we did Scald here. We did not stay and try to do something that wasn't Scald, because why not? And he goes right into the Seismitoad. So we go and switch into our Azelf again. And he goes Stealth Rocks. And we just go Energy Ball because that's what we gotta do. And that was AV right there, because there is no way it does that little with AV. Which, when I saw it was AV, I knew that I had to have some defense investment, and then I just went Psyshock because I knew I attacked physically, and that killed, which was nice. Next he goes into Scorpio. I just U-turned out. And went right into Empoleon. He goes knockoff again, only does 18% this time. And once again, he tries to taunt, and I can't get my defog off, which was kind of annoying. I kind of was hoping he wouldn't go for the taunt, because he saw last time I scalded. But he did. And we got our scald kill right there. And then he goes into Lop, and at this point I just switched down to Toxapex, which was our main Lop counter. So this thing just beats Lop one-on-one. And he just misses the Hydro. Didn't really matter. He wouldn't have done much to us, but the miss was pretty helpful for us. And he goes into the Size of Totem. We get a Toxic off, which was sick. Because that's the only way we were killing that thing with this. And he goes Earth Power and does 48%. And we just recover off all that damage. And let's see, does he go again? No, I just switched right out into Azelf, expecting the Earth Power again, because there's no way he predicts my switch right there. And that did nothing because of Levitate, and I just get an Energy Ball this thing and it dies. Next he goes into Lop, and I stayed in. That was probably not the smartest thing in the world to do, but I figured he would predict something, and he wouldn't go for High Jump Kick. So I stayed in. Was not the end of the world. I didn't really need the Azelf anymore, because there's a good chance that Diggersby was scarfed, given that he didn't have any more Scarfers. Or it was Agility or something, so it would outspeed me. So that was, I think, the right play on my part. And then I go right into Empoleon, which I go Protect, because I know that he's going for a High Jump Kick. And he gets that crash damage, gets down to 1%, which was nice. And I tried to go for the double Protect, didn't really work. And he gets the kill. Probably not the smartest move in the world, but it's okay. And I just go into Beedrill here, and I just get to, he goes Quick Attack, which was good on his part. I was surprised that he had the Quick Attack, and that almost killed us actually, which was not good. And I just go X Scissor to get that kill. And then he goes into Diggersby, and I just go X Scissor again, get him down to 18%, and he is the Agility set. So that was good that I just sacked Azelf there, because there was no way Azelf was doing crap. And as you guys can see, there's no way he can live this attack because of his Life Orb. So he dies, and we get that 3-0 win, putting us at 5-4. Now, week 10 is kind of a sad story. We actually had to forfeit our week 10 match, because I was super busy, and then they didn't want to give me an extension, but whatever, that's not the end of it. It wasn't the end of the world. I didn't mind. I kind of was just like, okay, whatever, you can give him the forfeit win, even though I can fight like 2 days after the week is done. But nonetheless, we ended up just taking a forfeit there, so that's why I don't have a team builder here, even though I did have a team ready. And you'll see, this is actually the fight that we did that would have been our fight if I had not gotten the forfeit. And yeah, I'll just let you guys watch that, because this isn't on the dock or anything, so there's no way anybody could have seen this unless they saw the replay. So yeah, he leads with Aerodactyl. I lead with Umbreon, predicting the Aerodactyl lead, because Aerodactyl is his lead. Aerodactyl or Golisopod or Aggron. I know that's a lot of Pokemon, but whatever. Aerodactyl is the most likely lead. And so he just goes Stealth Rocks here. And I just went Foul Play to deal some damage to him, and he missed the Toxic on us, and we got our Toxic off on him. And we just Protect here to get some more damage on him. He goes for Toxic again. And at this point, I was like, okay, I'm not staying in and taking a Toxic, so I'm going into Empoleon here. And he goes Toxic for like the 3rd time, I think. And obviously, it does not affect Empoleon. And I just Protect, and his health goes down to 0 because of the Toxic. Next, he goes into Aggron. I don't know why this was really a switch, but I just went for Stealth Rocks here. And he went Thunder Punch at 58%. I guess that makes sense, although if I had went for a Scald, that would not have been the best play in the world. But I just switched into Umbreon, knowing that Umbreon was a huge physical wall, and that it could take any hit he does against us, including Superpower, because it's not Stab. And as you guys can see, it ate that up pretty damn well. So I just went for the Protect here, hoping to not take any damage and die to another Superpower. So yeah, he just goes Leech Life. I go Protect, because I did not want First Impression hitting me and doing a lot of damage. He just goes Leech Life again, just 24%, which is a lot. I don't know how that did so much to our defensive Empoleon, but whatever. I just get a Toxic off on him, which is really nice, and he kills us there. But it's good, because he just starts taking some Toxic damage now. And we go into Zerk, and I was expecting him to switch, to be completely honest, and he did. So yeah, that's why I switched out. I predicted the switch, which was good. And now I'm into Umbreon, and I know that he cannot touch me with anything. And I have my Wish coming in, so I'm in great shape to just Foul Play. Once again, just go for the Wish again, and then I get to go for another Foul Play, 28%. He goes Ice Punch again to 0. I don't remember if I Wish or yeah, Wish again, just to be safe. And go for another Foul Play. Bring him down to 13%. And now that he's at 13%, I can just fire off a final Foul Play and just kill him pretty easily. Next, he goes into the Golisopod again. I don't know if I could have lived a max attack first impression. I honestly probably could have. Just I didn't want to risk it, and I didn't want to calc. So I just protected here, because I knew he was new first impression. So yeah, that was good. And I switched into Beedrill, because that was like my only switch, and he does 57% to us. Like, I looked at his team, and I figured Hydreigon, let me see, I don't think I saw his Hydreigon set before. Yeah, I didn't see his Hydreigon set, so I was like, okay, Hydreigon has a good chance to be Scarfed, and can't do anything to Golisopod or the Marowak, so I figured that Beedrill was my best play here, just because this thing was just hitting so hard. And I Mega Evolve, he just goes Aqua Jet. To be expected, that was pretty much a sack on my part. And I was going to Umbreon here, just because I knew that he was about to be below the level that he would go out, so I just was going to go for a Protect and hope that his damage went bye-bye. And I just Wish right here, because why not? He has this Sarina out, it's not going to do too much to me. I'm a max physically defensive, and I just go Foul Play, which was, again, just because why not? And he was into Hydreigon, which, I don't know, I guess this was his switch, because he had nothing else really for me. And I kind of wanted to see what set he was, so that's why I protected there instead of attacking with, like, Toxic. So that was a good play on my part. And I went for Toxic there, and he predicted it, so he went to Golisopod, who then gets Emergency Exited due to the Toxic damage into Sarina. He was High Jump Kick, which did a lot more damage than I thought it would. Did 59%, but it's okay because we live in. And he was Play Rough, hoping not to miss, even though it has the same percentage of hitting as High Jump Kick. But then again, he knew I was no Protect, so that made sense. And he was High Jump Kick again, does 38%. And I was like, you know what, screw this guy. I honestly expected him to go into Hydreigon here. I kind of forgot that he had the Marowak. So I just went Dazzling Gleam. I don't remember what my set was. Maybe it's like Scarf Trick or something. And he went Flare Blitz and killed me, but that was okay. I went Umbreon next, because I knew he wasn't touching my Umbreon, and he was Hydreigon. Again, this was like his only switch, and at this point, like, Umbreon kind of just wrecked, because nothing could really touch him. So I was in here right now with the Umbreon, and I was just firing off Foul Plays, just because I did not want him to switch into the Golisopod or something else. I needed to get him to stay in with the Hydreigon. And when he started going Earth Powers, I figured he was Scarfed, so I switched right into Azelf, who ended up coming in and just Fire Blasting for the kill, because I figured, you know what, Fire Blast will do damage to anything, and if he goes into Marowak, it's not the end of the world. So he goes into Golisopod, I go into Zerk and sack Zerk here, because I needed to be completely honest. Zerk did have Protect though, which was good. I don't know what it had Protect for, but it had it, and that just stalled out some more damage, and I went right into Umbreon, because I figured he would go for something that would hit me, and he didn't. He just switched, and then he switched again into his only Pokemon that could really switch into our Umbreon, and starts going for Dark Pulse, hoping for the flinch, but he doesn't get it, and I Toxic him, which was good. And then he's just firing off some Dark Pulses, because he's Scarfed, and at this point I knew he was Scarfed. So he just goes Dark Pulse one last time, and I flinch there, of course. And he just dies. So now I knew, like, Golisopod, once I sack something off, then I'm in pretty damn good shape, because Golisopod was not touching stuff. Like, look at that, 12%, and then I go into Umbreon here, and at this point Umbreon just won because of Foul Play, so that was nice. And I just went Wish, he went Flare Blitz, did a lot more damage than I thought, to be completely honest, but then I just protected, he Flare Blitzed again, got all my health back, and I went for a Foul Play once again to kill that Marowak. And last but not least, he goes into Golisopod, and I was a little bit scared at this point, because I did not know if I was going to be able to outspeed him. So yeah, and then it turns out that my Umbreon does outspeed his Golisopod, so I was in good shape no matter what. So even though that match didn't count, we did get the win. And honestly, I was gonna be if I was hoping that that didn't end up like kind of costing everything and making it so that I didn't make playoffs, because I was starting to get close to playoffs and making playoffs. So that was good that I won, but sucked because it didn't actually count. But yeah, with that, we're going to go on to week 10, or week 11 actually, that was week 10. And this week, we got Zerk with Choice Scarf, these moves, Beedrill, these moves, Azelf Leftovers, these moves, Umbreon Leftovers, these moves, Mimikyu Leftovers, these moves, Gliscor Yash Berry, these moves. I've had some weird sets to this match. And you'll see why. Oh, sorry guys, that music is on. That just hurt my ears. I love Mimikyu, he went Taunt. I missed the play rough, of course, because my luck. Then I went into Umbreon, because I was starting a little bit worried. I did not want to break my thing, my disguise. He just goes Taunt again. And I just stay in and go for the play rough, which brings him down to sash range, but does not kill, obviously, because he's sashed. Let's see, I'm just going to start skipping around. I killed that, then Umbreon came in. Took hits. He goes into the Poliwrath, which was the only thing that could really beat my Umbreon. I went into Mimikyu. Shadow Claw broke it, didn't want to risk the miss. He switched. I went Play Rough, did decent damage to the Thundurus. He goes Shadow Ball, kills my Mimikyu. That sucked. Go into Umbreon, which I believe was a special wall this match. Not 100% sure, but I think it was. And I just get a Toxic off on the Poliwrath, which was good. And he has Bulk Up, surprising to me. And I knew I was going to be able to get a sub off here, so that's what I did. And I went for Shadow Ball. I guess he predicted that or something. Although I don't know why that's a switch, because of Dazzling Gleam or Psychic if I had it. I don't know what he was thinking I had as my set, but it doesn't matter. Then I went Dazzling Gleam, got a crit, and got the kill. Mystique. Nasty Plot. And basically, that, I think, sold the game. Yeah, that gave me the game, because Nasty Plot at +2, I was able to kill this with a Shadow Ball. Not sure if I would have been able to before. So once he died to the Shadow Ball, I would have had full health and had to face that Nidoking, and there was no way his Nidoking was killing me. So that was a nice 5-0 win for me. Helped my differential a lot. And now we get to week 12. Now at this point I was what was that? What was my record? Let's see, 4-4, 5-4, 5-5. I was 6-5, and I needed to be 7-5 to make playoffs. So this game was huge for me, and I was really hoping to win this because I really wanted to make playoffs. So this is the team I brought: Zerk with Leftover Sub, Thunderbolt, Tailgo, Dazzling Gleam, Delphox with Life Orb and these moves, Azelf with Fairy MZ, these moves, Mimikyu with Leftovers and these moves, Gliscor with Toxic Orb and these moves, Tompass, Gliscor, fun to use. Hasn't actually worked for me before, but we'll see if it does this week. And then we got Umbreon, special wall this week, because we have the Gliscor being our physical wall, kind of. And yeah, people didn't have many physical attackers though, looking at my team. This is our last fight, and we need to win this by, I think, a +3 differential or something to make playoffs. I think that's what it was. So he leads with the Volcarona, I lead with the Azelf. I do not want him getting off Quiver Dance, because if he does, I'm screwed. So I went for Taunt. Very risky play on my part, because if he had actually attacked me with Bug Buzz, that would have been really bad and killed my Azelf, which was one of my big offensive threats. So I go to Delphox. He goes Inferno Overdrive, which does crazy damage. Like, I was like, damn, that did a lot of damage. He goes Bug Buzz, does 41%, drops my special defense. And because I'm fast, I know I'm going to be able to stay in. I looked at hit, and I'm Life Orb, so I just went for the Psy Shock, because I knew Volcarona does not have high defense. So that's why I went for the Psy Shock and not something else. I got Fire Blast. Okay, next, once those two both died, I went into Azelf, he went to Mesprit, Battle of the Lake people things, and I just went Taunt. Did not want him getting anything off like that Rain Dance right there that you guys just saw. And I went Twinkle Tower because I knew that this thing was bulky, and I did not want to, and I wanted to do as much damage as I could. Now, that was really for the Garchomp, but I figured I need to start getting this this Mesprit down, or I'm going to be in trouble, so that's what I did. And he went U-turn and went into the Manectric, at least Mega Manectric, and then I went into Umbreon. He Mega Evolves, because I'm the special wall, so he Mega Evolves and he goes Crunch. He's actually physical, which was very surprising to me. Physical Mega Manectric is not the best set in the world. As you'll see, it cannot hit very hard. But yeah, he sees that and he switches right out into the Garchomp. I'm not really sure why the Garchomp, but he goes Swords Dance. I went Toxic because I knew if I could probably go Foul Play, but I didn't want to risk anything. And he decides to get super risky, and he goes for another Swords Dance, which was a big problem on his part. So yeah, I just went Foul Play, and that 3 times attack, he still didn't die, which was crazy. But that means that it's a good thing that I put him Toxic, because now I just got to Protect, and he just died. As you'll see. There he goes. Next comes out that Mesprit again, and Rain Dances. I go Wish because I was like, oh, I don't know what this thing's going to do to me. U-turns out into the Blastoise, and I go Toxic and get that Wish back. Now, the thing I don't understand, my guess is that he meant to put Rain Dish, because I don't know why you wouldn't put Rain Dish if you're actually running Rain, but whatever. Then he reveals the Hydro Cannon, which you never see that. And yeah, I'm like, okay, I'm max defense, I can take a hit. Yeah, I was wrong. As you guys can see, that did way too much damage. And that was not good. So I switched, because I knew he had to recharge and into the Gliscor because of my set. I knew that this was my time to get off my sub agility. Because you'll see what happens. I go sub, because I knew that was kind of really risky, because I was not a lot of speed investment, as you guys see on the Gliscor. I actually had none. So if he had any speed investment, he would have actually killed my Gliscor there, which could have been a problem. But yeah, he didn't, because he's slow, and he didn't put speed investment in an offensive. I learned afterwards that it was modest max special attack specs or something. Like, that's why it hits so hard in the rain. But yeah, so he goes Hydro Cannon, and here the must recharge thing didn't show up, because it doesn't show up until the turn after. So I was like, crap, does he have to recharge or not? And then I ended up seeing that. I was like, oh yes, he does, so I just went for sub. And right here, I went for the agility, because again, this was Baton Pass Gliscor. So I'm for the agility here. He goes Hydro Cannon, and just dies right there to that Toxic damage, and goes right into Manectric. And now I'm at 2 times speed, so I knew I outsped, but I just wanted to be safe, so I subbed, and I was like, crap, does he actually do a lot of damage? Because he is 4 times super effective Ice Fang. But then I was like, it's Manectric, no way he does a lot. And he ends up Ice Fanging, only doing 35%, which is nothing. So I did some good damage. And he was running to Celesteela here, and I Baton Passed into the Zerk. And this is pretty much where I won. He was Explosion Celesteela. That might have been Banded Explosion or something like that. He said that he was bringing some fire sets, so it was kind of fun to see. But yeah, at this point, he goes into the Mesprit, and I go Thunderbolt because why not? And he goes Rain Dance, and the reason why is because of this. He has Thunder, which only does damage to me because it's not Stab. Probably did not have that much special attack investment, and yeah, that happened. So I just took that and stayed behind my sub, and I got off a Tail Glow here, and that was the game. I don't think I needed the Tail Glow, but kind of overkill is fun, so why not? I just went for Thunderbolt, Beast Boost, 3 times special attack, and he goes into Charlotte, and I was fired off for Dazzling Gleam to kill. So I got a 5-0 win, which actually allowed me to clinch playoffs, which I was very happy about. So you guys will see, playoffs will be coming. I will record that, hopefully, maybe not live, because I don't play as well when I do it live, but that will definitely come. And yeah, those are all the battles I missed. So I hope that you guys enjoyed that. That was a very long video, so you guys don't need to watch the whole thing. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Peace out, YouTube.